Fun Spot Orlando is a small FEC located in Orlando, Florida. It's home to many flat and roller coaster rides, as well as go-karts. In 2013, this park installed the wooden out-and-back coaster White Lightning. On November 7th, 2021, I finally made it to Fun Spot, and I got to ride this masterpiece of a coaster. And today I'm going to be talking about why I love this coaster so much and how it made my top 5. Without further ado, let's get into this video. First thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the ride's placement. It's located on the edge of the park. This coaster's out and back layout brings you through one side to the other of the park. In my opinion, this is really cool placement because you get to journey along all of the park. This ride is very loosely themed to trains, which I enjoy. The trains are really nice looking, being red, the locomotive train design. This ride uses GCI's premier trains, the Millennium Flyers. Anyways, back to the placement of the ride. I love it because on the whole entire edge of the park, you can see it from no matter where you are basically. And throughout the whole park, you can always hear its beautiful roar. Anyways, next off, I'm going to talk about this ride's layout. It is a 70-foot tall GCI out and back wooden coaster. This coaster starts with a little pre-lift before you go up the lift hill. All the pre-lift is just a tiny little dip, I think to give the train more momentum. I'm not sure though, I'm not an expert in this. You then climb up the 70-foot tall lift hill. Before you plummet to the drop down the left. You instantly take a pretty sharp banked turn to the right before going to the left slightly, and then the double up and double down. This is one of my favorite elements on the ride. You then turn right and then left into a big turnaround. This turnaround is really fun. You then go into a small ejector pop, which is to the right, another small ejector pop, another one, and then a turn to the left and right very quickly, going over yourself to another little double down, a small ejector pop, a turn to the right, and two more small ejector pops, and you pop into the brake run. As you guys could tell by the POV, this is a very, very, very fast-paced ride. I love that because the fast pacing means quick, good pops of ejector airtime. Did I mention this tiny 2,000-foot, 70-foot tall wooden coaster features 10 moments of ejector airtime? It's not like little weak ejector, no, it's actually good ejector. This ride's banking is also very fun, with lots of the turns being very highly banked, especially for a wooden coaster. All of the little ejector pops look pretty small, so you wouldn't expect to get much airtime on them, but you get lots, especially on those off-axis hills on the return trip. Those give you some insane airtime, including probably the most strong pop of ejector I've ever felt on a coaster. I'm still a pretty new coaster enthusiast, especially when it comes to credits, but still, this ride took the cake for that. Either way, those ejector pops alone is something that makes me want to re-ride this coaster. I rode it twice, once in the back and once in the row before the back. Both of the rides were really good, but the row before the back honestly rode better than the full back row. Anyways, the first drop, let me talk about that. It is amazing. It's pretty steep, but it doesn't feel that steep. It feels vertical. It feels as if you're going down a vertical twisted drop, like something found on the Tigris at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I love this drop, and I got some pretty good floater on it. It's probably the weakest airtime on the ride, but it's one of my favorite moments on the ride. The double up and double down right after the drop also are very, very, very good, giving some good airtime on both the up and down sections. The one thing this ride is missing that a lot of people like on wooden coasters is some good lateral forces. You get a little bit of lats on the off-axis airtime hills, but that's really it. Otherwise, there's not really much to talk about on this ride. After the double up and double down, as I mentioned, you go into that turnaround, which reminds you of a B&M Hammerhead turnaround found on rides such as Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. I'm glad they included a turnaround like this because they're very fun. They also give some decent lateral forces. There's also those tiny off-axis airtime hills, which really provide, especially for how small they are. They're only probably around 10, 15 feet off the ground, but they absolutely blast you out of your seat. I absolutely love off-axis airtime hills after this ride, so I'm excited to ride my first RMC, which has lots of them. I'm not sure what my first RMC will be, but I'll be riding one eventually. Also, did I mention, this coaster has a sample of the Titan Trek by GCI. You can see it right here in this picture, where the Trek goes from wood to steel. GCI tested out this new Trek for the 2019 IAAPA Expo, announcing it at Funspot Orlando itself. The portion of this ride with the Titan Trek, although pretty small, is definitely the smoothest part of the ride, and it's slightly noticeable. They very recently retracked this ride though, so it's kind of hard to notice nowadays. Anyways guys, that's all I have to say for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
I'm a pancake, I'm a pancake, do-do-do-do-do-do, I'm a pancake, I'm a pancake, I'm a pancake, do-do-do-do-do-do, I'm a pancake, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.